We're gonna give you a chin chin.
Chin chin. Hey guys, we just have a couple of wonderful Vicenza ladies, Cinzia and Denise from Vicenza, which we've done one podcast for Vicenza. That was with Johnny, and he was on fire. He probably had about 6 bottles of something, but and he was.
We're only on our second bottle, so we're still good.
Just started the second bottle.
We're still good.
Now you guys probably made something traditionally Italian. What did you guys have for dinner?
Chomp. Let me show you my cuisine.
See if you could see what we have here. Well, down here is prosciutto, gorgonzola, mozzarella di bufalo. I don't know
No,
if you
you
can see
can't
that.
do
There you go.
that.
I'm not that good at this.
I'll do it.
Can
Wow.
you see? No, we've got to reverse it. Can you see them?
Oh, bellissimo. I like.
Allora, abbiamo mozzarella di bufalo, gorgonzola, formaggio d'asiago, prosciutto, speck.
There you go.
La mostarda vicentina, mascarpone, olive ascolati, no? Ascolati, che cazzo! Poi l'insalatina, vino, pane buono, ecco.
And this was fabulous.
E questa è polenta con gorgonzola with pancetta in the oven.
Very nice. I like this. This is the new cooking show. You're gonna replace it's the Cinzia Bourdain show.
Yeah, so just in case you want my recipes, just as long as you put like or subscribe, like and subscribe.
Yeah, if
But
I
it's
was
a teamwork effort
if
here.
I was over there with my camera, I'd just follow you guys around. Okay, let's go make a big deal about this cafe in the middle.
Exactly.
Oh, the panino, it's made out of bread. Oh my god.
Scusate tanto. Now, have you ever had mostarda vicentina?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember that?
I lived there 13 years. I was there 13 years.
I know, but there's a lot of people can know and they never had it, huh?
Yeah, if you live in
Well, what is
Bellagio, maybe you might have just had that yellow carton of milk and some Captain Crunch. Just depends. You know what I
Or
mean?
bologna. Have you salsa?
Cheese.
In fact, when it was back in the early 80s, of course, and I went to Derek Gould's house, and he had his American bread and American ham.
Oh my
The one
god.
that goes in that nasty little compressed thing that you peel off. And I was like, Derek, right outside Villaggio, you can get some really good prosciutto. You know? Freshly sliced. Sorry, Derek, love you.
You know, it's funny that you make that comparison because the freshness and the flavor is 1000% different. And you know,
and the flavor.
right.
And the flavor.
And the American people, I mean, when I was a kid there, I craved American artificial food, maybe because it's like crack. Like I want to maybe they have some grape flavored cherry bubble gum candy thing. And it's like, it was all artificial shit. Like I would go back to the States and the first thing I would do is attack McDonald's. And that stuff's made out of kelp. You know, it's like kelp stuffed meat. You know what I mean?
Well, we have to admit that the Italians have really learned how to do some good burgers.
Yeah, finally.
Over time. Yes.
Initially,
Oh,
it tasted like weird meatloaf over by September's bar.
Yes.
It was a burger's place. You know what I'm talking about? It's no longer September's, but right across the street. Hey, burger.
That's no longer there. That was called, oh gosh, I cannot remember the name of it. Messina Burger. Exactly. Messina Burger.
Yeah, it probably tasted like it was from Messina. And then, you
Yeah,
know,
it was.
I was in Spain. The burgers kicked ass there too. I was like, I don't miss In-N-Out Burger, you know. So Italy's come along. How long has it taken for them to evolve the burger there in Vicenza area?
Well, I know this place since I've been here for the last 10 years. Good place. Excellent burgers. It's right downtown Vicenza.
Yeah?
It's right down in one of those little alleyways. It's called Henry's. I brought her there. Buono.
You guys hang out, actually. You do the Italian thing. You actually do the social thing. It's like that kind of, if you lived in the States in the same suburban area, it might not even be as much. Yeah, I'm going to see her one day. I'm going to see her one day. And then 15 years would go by. You're like, what? Like at least meet for coffee or go downtown and grab a burger. That little social thing, right? Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we do all the time, as much as possible. In fact, I lived here for how many years before I figured out you were here? It was probably about 6 years, 7 years.
Oh my God. Then you're like,
And,
oh.
and Chris Cavoli came with his
Mhm.
family and everything, and we were downtown having a big dinner with everybody. Martin's there, Johnny Cohan. Yeah, I said Jim
You
Cavoli.
said Chris.
Did I say Jim or Chris?
She
We'll
said-
watch this video to find out. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this. We're vicino a Piazza Signori, Piazza
Piazza delle
Poste, esatto. And I see this girl come sit down at the table, and I'm like, "Who the heck is she? This is all Vicenza crowd."
And everybody's talking to me, and she's like, yeah.
And I turn and someone goes, "That's Denise Miller." I won't tell you what I say, but I did un gesto italiano or one of these. And from that day on, we haven't left each other's side.
No, that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's like when you get to hang out with your friend through life. It's like I had some friends in the Navy that when I get off the ship, everybody dispersed, kind of like Vicenza, right? They go back to the States and you don't know where they are.
Right.
But these two guys hung out for like 30 years. I'm like, man, you guys must have had fun. And they're still doing it and they're having a blast. So
Oh, but it's so true. Oh, we get together with Marty all the time.
now you guys
All
go to
the
his
time.
concerts. He does his singing.
Oh, yeah, we're his groupie.
Oh, yeah.
We go and cheer him on.
They're like, I don't know. The guy's like, we're going to pay you to sing over here. The girls are show up. I don't know what
So
you're doing.
he pays us to go and see him sing. No, he doesn't. He's in a great band. He's in a great band.
So there's you guys, Marty. I met with Michelle Flaherty about a year and a half ago. She used to be my babysitter when I was little. And
Oh my gosh.
her parents still live there. So the dad was telling me what it was like. Her and, you know, the dad and the mom were there. The Flahertys. They were there from the
But
70s.
you wanna- See, now I didn't know the Flahertys because I came in halfway through my sophomore year.
Okay.
So I didn't know that whole story. It was through Glenn Gordon that I understood who the Flahertys were. But I started substitute teaching in elementary school. And one day they said, "Oh, you're going to substitute teach for Miss Flaherty." I go, "Miss Flaherty?" And all of a sudden I go into the classroom. I said, "I know you, but you don't know me, but I know everything about you." So it was kind of neat. It was really neat.
Well, I remember you, and I you know, I spent a lot of time with Denise.
Uh-oh.
Actually, we lifeguarded together.
Do I have a connection problem now?
No, we're all good. So tutto bene. But tutto bene. I'm looking like the big Italian Tony Soprano over here. That's all good.
Hey,
Hey, oh, but it's nice that you guys are there, and you know that you're sitting there and like everybody wants to come here for that thing that I have every day that I'm used to. And then I used to sit there when I lived in Italy from 72 to 87 going, can't wait to get back to the States, 500 TV channels, just the commercial BS. Like you get here.
Why? Like why?
Right. You get here, the old Italians were trying to tell you what was up the whole time. La dolce vita. But right. At 12 years old, how much of that actually you're like, no, I want video games. Shut up, old man. Keep your farm.
I want
food.
everything that means absolutely nothing.
Right.
Don't you understand?
Italy had a flavor. Of all the places I've been to, it had a very unique flavor. And you know, you guys got fashion and design of beautiful cars and architecture. So yeah, it's the Italian way. And Italian are natural salespeople too. So it's exciting. The conversation's not like my German relatives. Very nice. That's good. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? But Denise and I.
Well, that's how Cinzia and I have fun. We try to get tried because for the past year, we haven't been able to do much traveling. Even just going to a small town around Vicenza, and we'd go there and they'd ask us, okay, what would you like? And we're like, what's the typical dish? You know, because at least try it. I mean, not necessarily fill up on everything, but. And then typical wine, typical dessert, typical everything. So we are very well educated.
I'm just showing this because, you know, kind of like publicity. Go ahead.
We've educated ourselves.
Are you still lifeguarding in Bellagio, Denise?
No.
I'm kidding.
I'm lifeguarding.
Every once in a while, I hear her when she's home that she's blowing that whistle. So there's something to say about that.
Oh no, she and I worked a whole summer together. And it was like it was a great party time. We had a great crew.
Party every night.
We were having these huge pool parties all the time. It's like, wow, the MPs can't get in here because we locked the gates. Haha. You know, right.
Oh,
Do you remember one time they climbed over the fence though? I
Did
don't know
they?
if you were there that time.
I don't think I was, no.
The MPs climbed over the fence out with our party and said, okay, have fun. And left.
They're like, cool, I just wanted to see what was going on.
exactly. Because they probably were much older than you guys were.
Probably not. So you didn't go, but you guys, what was the longest either one of you went to school there? You went halfway sophomore year, and Denise was there from what year?
No, I got there at the beginning of my sophomore year, but I had been in Vicenza beforehand.
Mhm.
I did 5th and 6th grade, Mr. Benanti and Mr. Pellerito. And I went back to the States, and then I came over my sophomore year. It was already started.
So she was about a couple months before me,
Yeah.
before I got there.
And
Yes.
I graduated like her.
But you get an Italian little accent now, which is funny. It's like somebody that's here that moved here to the South.
It's a from a teaching.
You used to speak American, dude. No, it's not a language. It's just a bad version of English. No.
That's because the Italians, if it doesn't have syllables, it's not a word.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's
Oh,
Yeah.
you can communicate with just vowels. Hey, I, oh.
Or just hands.
Say.
Have you guys seen a lot of people from our school? I mean, of course, you got, the Miller family, Bobby and your sister Gina.
Well, Bobby lives down in Rimini area, so.
He's a sailor?
No. They live up in the hills where my grandmother was from, in Montefeltro. So he's down there. He doesn't really come to Vicenza very much. And Gina is in Pennsylvania, and Troy's in California.
And I got to see all of them except Gina.
And then I have my 2 oldest children that are in the States. So it looks like my family even is going stateside.
It's a thing you're holding out. I mean, so much has changed. What has changed for you ladies? What do you like and dislike? What are the pros and cons of now versus then? I know we're all older.
Of Italy, you mean?
Yeah, of Vicenza, let's say. Yeah.
I have to say that I'm enjoying it more than I did back then.
Right.
More, I don't know. Let me restate that. I think it's more of what you're looking at. You look at things differently. You have a different vision, a different, through experience, through years. Whereas when you're young, you're looking for what's going to get you going, what's new with that. Whereas now, when I came back 10 years ago, it was like, gosh, I didn't even know this building existed. Are you sure this building was built in 1400? Because I passed this street, I don't know how many times. And so I think you have a different appreciation for things.
That's a great observation. You're either tunnel vision as a kid, like go, or.
Well, what you are.
Right.
Because that's not your world. I mean, there are those that were the history buffs and the artsy fartsy people. I mean, I like to think I'm creative, but I wasn't into all that history stuff.
Right.
I mean, I remember taking those
field trips everywhere.
The top team, and going, oh yeah, we're really supposed to be enjoying this, right?
Right.
And now I go, what a stupid idiot! I should have paid attention. Well,
but your friends were
an eye opener for me was when they had the Vicenza reunion high school here in Vicenza, VHS reunion. What was it, 2000?
I wasn't here.
Okay, so anyways, when they had it back then, I saw some of the pictures that were posted, and a lot of people took pictures of the balconies full of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a light bulb. It was like, yeah, that's normal. It's not normal in the States to see, balconies full of flowers.
Well, to see balconies, period.
And so now whenever I walk down Corso Palladio, I look up. I don't just look down, I look up too.
Nice.
So that was an eye-opener for me. It was a different perspective, like Cinzia said.
Exactly.
It's the details. You go, whoa. I mean, I've been to Spain in the last year, a little over a year ago. Spain and
Where
Portugal.
did you go? Where did you
I
go?
went to Tenerife, the islands. I love the Canary
I
Islands.
have a friend.
And then the Azores, those were beautiful. And then Seville and Barcelona.
I love Sevilla. Mm,
Yeah. The great tapas,
beautiful.
great food. And I was like, it's still, I understand Italy's changing because so many people are desperate, and that's like the border town in a way in southern Italy, because people are escaping their countries, they're persecuted, they're just hopping on a boat, and it's kind of like Miami, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's changed. So I talk to people and they tell me, oh, what you remember is the 80s, dude. Like you're stuck on an old movie. They've made Spider-Man 18 since then. You know
Or
what I mean?
25.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
one of those. Or Rocky 57.
Well, you guys get American TV now if you want, like English TV, like you have satellite dishes. You don't have to
Well,
live.
they have Sky TV that you can get just about anything that you're looking for. And you
Right.
can change the language to the original, even if they're showing a movie with Sky TV, you could just say, I want it in English, and it goes to its original.
Yeah, there's no more landlines. It's all digital.
Mhm.
And you can choose the language. And then there's, we can get into Netflix. We have smart TVs too. Yes.
Oh, yes. We're not
That's
old.
where-
You don't have VCRs. You don't have VCRs and black and white TVs. No, I'm kidding.
No, not at all. But but the beauty of Italy is this, though, I must say, because I do travel throughout Italy. And there's still some towns, like I went to Sardinia probably about 3 years ago. And a lot of it's still about 15, maybe even 20 years behind.
Right.
And it's beautiful because you go there and you're like, oh my gosh, this is reminding me of back then. Everything was slow. If you looked at them and said, do you have Wi-Fi? They're like, look at you and go, who-fi? Iki-fi.
Cosa-fi. Man, there you go.
Cosa-fi.
We have Cosa-fi.
Cosa-fi.
Yeah. No,
So
that's,
in that regard, there are still parts of Italy that they still maintained. Well, you go into the Borghi Antiche, the medieval towns,
mhm.
the ones that are really way out there, and they're still very much the same, with a couple of little,
Well, yeah, but it's nice. It's like
A lot, Dave.
it's like a time capsule, right?
Yeah.
So, I
It
was
really changed so much,
I got a guy, he lives in Asiago. He sends me the cheese whenever. He's a professional fighter. I met him in
I'm
California.
sorry. Did you see Asiago?
I had that
Oh, yes,
pleasure.
we went and got this morning.
You know about that, how you go back to the States and they go, we went to Venezia. You're like,
Yes.
oh yeah,
No, excuse me, Venezia.
Venezia. Okay.
Venezia.
Right. But do you guys hang with any of the Americans from the base, or are you guys more in your own little worlds? Or because I know it's like new people coming in and out. It's like an airport. At some point, I'd be like, I'm moving my life off base, integrating with my community. That's what I would do.
Very minimum. The only connection I have is that I have some students that I tutor.
Okay.
That's it. Other than that,
Do you teach at the school?
no.
No.
Well, no, not the base related to the
base.
Americans on base. Except between us. Johnny Kohab we see every once in a while.
Yeah.
We all
He's
get together. Chris Cavoli came. Then we all went out to dinner, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh
That was a
yeah.
lot of
I mean, even no matter how high up you get, you want to reminisce. You want to come back to where you're from. You can't. You leave Vicenza. Maybe you become a big executive or a general or I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
You're working
still
7-Eleven. No, but at the end of the day, you can't overcome and say, Vicenza was nothing, because it was amazing. And you can't change that
No.
experience, and everybody wants it again. If they want anything, they want that
And you
again.
can't have everybody. You've got your memories.
Everybody.
Everybody, I'm trying to convince you.
Everybody, tutti quanti, dai.
I'm trying to
Oh,
convince you that you're having a great time right now. That's all.
no, I think those of us of the 80s in particular,
I think that was just a particular
it
time.
was a particular time.
Worldwide. I mean, you listen to the, I'm sorry, to interrupt.
That's okay.
As usual. As usual. I interrupt.
No, I even see it with my kids
Yeah.
and talking with Cinzia. I think that the later generations looked at those experiences a little bit different. I mean, we look back and we have good memories or lots of memories, but
I think it's because you're at a particular time in your life and there's a growth. Here you are a stranger. I mean, even though my parents were Italian, you still feel like you're, okay, I'm not quite here, but I love it, and I want to be part of it. And you just bring that because you're growing. And it's like, these are the experiences. I'll tell you just a little tidbit, a kind of a little funny story. When my daughter was in middle school, she came home all angry with me. Ma! I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, we had music trivia today at school. I said, okay, did something go wrong? No, I won. And I go, okay, is that a bad thing? And she goes, yeah, because all the music I knew were all from the 80s and I thought that was music of today. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's just an example that was a period of time that if you look, all the movies that came out, all the music, I don't know, it was just
MTV.
an era of
We were
growth.
the MTV generation. That changed. But even before that, it was what music could you get at the PX? What were they selling, right? What cassettes came in? What record? Then there was Casey Kasem, Top 40 on SEB, right?
Hey, yeah.
Radio, and then Radio K came out. Radio K.
Radio Keys.
Keys.
Radio Palladium also. Yeah,
Absolutely.
The music meant more because we didn't have a stupid phone to look at and lose ourselves.
No,
right?
you are absolutely. I was just about to say that. We had nothing else to. I mean, you think about. I remember another thing. Okay, Derek, this is always you. Hi, Derek. I went to his house and he showed me that he had the new laser discs that came out for the videos.
Oh yeah, that never
laser disc. That kind of as soon as it came in. But I was like, wow, VHS is such a huge thing, right?
Right.
Laser disc. I'm thinking about it, going, oh my gosh. Now here Netflix.
Right. When I remember going to the I think it was the PX, wherever they had the electronics section. We're going to get our first VCR. I see the Betamax. Betamax was cool, but 3 times the price. And I saw more VHSs for sale. I go, you know what? More people are going to go to the VHS. They're not going to buy this Betamax. And so there wasn't as many tapes rented out or sold. So over time, I mean, people would have 2 or 3 of them. One of these guys I had on here, Mike Walker, his dad would use them to exchange for wine and I'll get the newest movies. And he would have
the bartering system.
Oh yeah, he had like 4 different VCRs recording around the clock. I'd ride my bike to his house. He had a shelf of 1,200 movies. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It was so high tech back then. But one of my crazy experiences was somebody got the first viewing of Star Wars and we went and watched it at an Italian movie theater downtown. And it was just us Americans. Yeah.
It was
Oh, no. It's like they got it released or something. There's no way.
They're still looking for you.
It was the real film. It wasn't like, movie theater style. And I was like, wow, movies are going to just be like this. And nothing was like it for years. But now if you give me super high effect stuff, I don't like it. I like movies that take you traveling. I like older movies. It's like finally appreciating Italy. Slow down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Taste the flavor, right? Where you're just like scarfing it down. And I think we're at an age now, like this is the age where you really love Italian.
What age?
In our 30s,
I'm so youthful.
You still have fanboys. I'm not going to put them on blast on here, but there's a lot of guys. Oh yeah, get Cinzia on here.
Oh gosh, no, please. Who? Who's she?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you who it is.
Sorry to disappoint you all.
Denise is over there like consigliere over there. She's all chill.
Yeah. You interrupted our dinner.
Yeah,
I'm a weird television show. You can talk back at the TV. Some
I
guy
don't
just
like
shows up
it,
with a
and
baseball.
I didn't respond. I love it.
Have you
Well,
guys?
let's see if you remember this. Do you remember the first video rental store that they opened up in Vicenza?
In the snack bar. Remember? In the little snack bar?
We were all like, but every time you went in, none of the videos were in. Nah, it's already been rented out. It's already been rented out.
Even worse was if you had to buy, remember they called it an original? Like Jaws was $99 and Alien was $129 for a videotape. I remember this in the beginning. Yeah.
But
Now you can buy
kind
them.
of like cell phones.
You can buy them at the secondhand store for 32 cents. So it's amazing the evolution of
Or
technology.
maybe you have to give them 32 cents to take it off their hands. They'll pay you to take it.
Yeah, it's like a bottle deposit fee. That's how it works. But like, so who do you guys, have you guys seen any of the podcasts? Have you watched any of these yet or seen anybody that?
Yes, I watched a couple. I watched the one you did with Derek and also the one with Monty. And then what was the one that you and I watched together? With oh gosh, you know, the brain.
Wasn't it?
Brain, age, and wine. I don't know. Doesn't go all together.
Richard Collins.
Yeah.
Richard Collins is good. He still lives up there in Verona.
I think I saw it. So you sent me maybe
Oh, I
something.
saw that one too, yeah.
Or she did. I don't know who did. And I never
That's
got
got a
to
little
watch.
more Italian local flavor. He's still there. So yeah.
See? Well, he's not that far. Richard, you're not that far.
Exactly. And he's supposed to get the other guy. I can't, his name is escaping me. He's like the
And Wood.
for Disney, the vice president of Disney guy. He was the same.
Oh yes. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guy. Sorry, my memory sucks. I was supposed to get him on here. He was friends with
Oh, we do see Gilbert Gates.
Dan Frigo. Dan Frigo.
Dan
that's it.
Frigo. Oh, see, now I haven't seen Dan in a long time.
Right. You
I
do.
don't know if I do recognize him.
How about Gilbert Gates? You've seen him then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Quite a few times. He came to my party 3 years ago for my birthday.
Well, that's
We
nice.
got together summer.
And that was a funny story too, because I'm in the PX and I turn around. Was I with you? I was with you that day. So I signed her in. We're in the PX and I look and I go, gee, babe. And she goes, Denise is like looking at me. All of a sudden he turns around and goes, probably like, no one's called me that in the longest time. And I said, Gilbert Gates. And he was like, oh my God. He was there with his mom. And that's when we reconnected. And then ever since we still talk. You know,
Oh, you still have the ID card, huh? So you can get your friends in. You can go to the PX. Is it that good of a deal anymore, or
Now
it used
like
to
it
be?
used-
It used to be, right?
Nah, the quality of the PX went down.
I was just keeping her company.
Yeah,
You guys were like checking out the talent. Let's be honest.
that's right. We were
Couple
checking out-
Rangers. Yeah.
we were-
Ranger watching. Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, I wonder how many push-ups.
Yeah, we hang out in front of the PX.
Change
Yeah.
her glasses every so often.
I gotta be like, hold on, come here, let me see if you're worthwhile. Okay, oh yeah. Okay. All right, got you now.
Come here, young man. Let me see. Oh my.
Well, that's a funny thing too. When you go on posting, you see these soldiers, and I go, "Oh my gosh!" I never. It's like, "Oh my God, this is a reality check."
You're like, where were the older ones? Oh wait, I was younger.
Yes, exactly. And do you remember what you thought was old?
Right.
Like really old? Oh my gosh, they're like 38, 39. They're so freaking old, you know? And it's like, that's not that old now.
Where do you guys vacation in Italy in the last couple of years, in the last decade? Where do you guys like to go usually for your
But we've
summer?
gone down to her little, the town with Pinabili.
Mhm.
And then I love to go, I go down to Molise, where my family's originally from.
Where's
And I
that?
love
What do you say? What part?
Molise, the region of Molise, which is below Abruzzo. There used to be one region. There used to be Abruzzo and Molise. And then we're talking about my dog. It's going,
Tuocane.
Down.
but my favorite is Puglia.
Puglia?
All the way down around and down by the heel. Not this side of the heel.
On the
The
Yonyo.
inside. The inside of the heel.
What year did you guys graduate again? Because my memory is
83.
83. Both of you. Okay.
You were a baby. You were a little baby.
Bambino. No,
Tu sei piccola.
I met one of your classmates out here in the Outer Banks, Janelle McClary. Yeah, she was there senior year. Yeah, Janet McClary.
I'm sorry.
You gotta look her up. You gotta look her up.
It's wait. Maybe we can remember. Aspetta. Janelle. Janelle.
Yeah. Hey, wait a second. Oh, do you remember who I'm having him on tomorrow? James Logan.
Oh gosh, the name I know.
Yeah, he was played sports. He was older than you guys. He was 2 years older. Yeah.
I think he was there our sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I remember his name.
Yeah.
Was he soccer?
Huh?
Was he a soccer player?
I think he was a football player or basketball and football.
Well, I was a cheerleader.
I'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow.
That's why I remember.
You probably worshiped him one time with your dancing. No, I'm
Did. I'm sure I did. You thought you had a victory, but evidently you got burned. That's it.
That's a new thing you're doing. You know, right? Like you rent out cheerleader services, you come over, I'm gonna come over and catch you back up. I didn't think you were that impressive in high school, but now for $100, I'll come cheer for you at your house and I'll buy it.
Hey, that's a business opportunity. I'm gonna do some kind of an act for that. I'm gonna
Well,
make it.
you guys were okay. So who else was in your class? Ann Emma and Lauren Barham, I think.
Mhm.
Right?
Absolutely. Derek Gould, Glenn Gordon, Curtis Geiger, Spencer. Let's go on. Gina was here before us. Oh yes, Franca. And hey. Sorry.
I thought one of y'all was growling. Whatever.
Oh, we can go on and on with the list.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, you got to do it. So I think of who I get a headhunt for the show, but then you guys could tell them to come
Oh,
on.
Giselle, David Austin, blah, blah, blah.
His sister's
Yeah.
still there. David Austin's
Yes,
sister.
Daniela's still here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. And I
David
can't
comes
go through this.
periodically,
I can't go through the list, so.
That was
my
pretty
brain-
good.
Woo!
But you guys were there at different times, so you knew. Well, Rich, he graduated 81, but you knew the older guy. The guy
I
who
knew we
graduated
were
above
gonna
you.
be
I
tested.
cheered for Rich. Come on, in football.
I would have gone picked up my yearbook if I knew we were gonna be tested.
Yeah, yeah. Like your daughter's gonna be mad you're not kicking ass at this Trivial Pursuit like she did with the 80s music.
I'm telling you.
I
Give me
got.
the music. I can do that.
I gotta think that the same experience your daughter had was probably like me being stuck with my parents' selection of music, like Johnny Mathis, Santana, and some Don Quixote thing. I don't know what the hell that was. And then and then disco. Man of La Mancha, exactly. And then along came who was it? Disco. When my mom put on disco, I get happy.
Hey,
Knock on wood
and
was
it's
the first
still
song.
going on, and it's still being played.
It is. At least in Italy, we don't know about the States, but in Italy.
No, even in the States they do.
It's the land of Travolta. What can I say? It's Italy.
Scusami tanto. Hey, Night of Fever. Night of Fever.
You guys still go to discos, don't you?
Mado, but they don't even have it. They hardly have any. Oh, here now, the whole thing has changed.
Oh, really?
You don't go out dancing till about 2 a.m. That's when it begins.
Oh, like Spain?
You think I'm gonna be at 2 a.m. going to dancing?
Unless you're sleepwalking.
Already, if we pull an all-nighter, which is never a total all-nighter, it's
Right.
like it takes me a month to recoup.
At 11:30, you're like, yeah.
No, come on, give us some credit.
I get to.
We can, but it's the recoup time. It's the after. We can do it and go through it, and then it's like, Let's not do that for another year or so.
I was
Well,
grill-
that's
I
like
was I was grilling Gina yesterday about how she got there, and she was telling me an interesting story that I thought we should have about the one time
Anyways,
in band camp. I'm kidding. No, about how her dad.
band camp. Yeah, I want to hear this thing about band camp.
Gina who? Gina Lewis?
I'm calling you Gina. My bad. Denise. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Millers. I'm good. At least I didn't call you Bobby.
Exactly. Or Troy.
Troy.
Or Troy.
Or Troy. Yeah, that's not a good one either.
Good one. Good one.
Right. Now, all the other people that didn't learn Italian are going, what's he talking about? Silly guy.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
But-
Don't worry.
No, but you were saying, I was talking to you about how your father brought the airborne down to Vicenza. How did that happen? Like, that's a big deal. So Vicenza wasn't airborne before that happened, right?
No,
What was it? A post office?
76. That's when we came down. I told you we were here I was here 6th and 7th grade. No, 5th and 6th grade. And then, he brought it down from Germany. We were in, I don't remember where we were. I was very young. But when he came back from Vietnam, he was stationed in Germany, and he brought down the airborne.
Wow.
It was a big show because they parachuted back then still.
Back when
From
I remember
helicopter.
that. They used to have the Hueys, and they would, we'd be in school, we'd see men flying from the sky, landing like little flying dandelion mushroom things, just popping out of the Hueys on the North 40 while you're in high school. There's people parachuting.
I was just going to say, there's no more North 40.
No, the North 1, the North 0.5.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that is. The Clinic 0.5 North something. I don't know.
Yeah, the Roller-Rama shopping disco mall. Yeah, I get it.
Yes, really. Oh, gosh. Oh.
It's just building.
Yeah, my dad was one of the first rangers. He's still very proudly whenever he gets sick or something. He looks at me like, Denise, do you forget that I'm a ranger? I'm like,
Right.
Okay, Dad.
I get it though. And it's interesting. A lot of Vietnam guys after the war, they didn't get a lot of love in the States. So they stayed in Europe. A lot of them, like a lot of guys working in the GS jobs that I would meet were ex-Vietnam vets. So it was, that's pretty interesting. That was a smart choice.
My dad was a little bit different in the sense that my grandmother
He was still active.
So he stayed active. Not as well as he wanted to because he was rifted after Vietnam, as he was a major, and he's a retired major at the moment. So it was hard for us as a family, but he managed. He was he did his job.
Stay tough.
Yeah, stayed tough, and when he retired, he got his rank back. So we're very proud of him.
That's pretty cool. It's good that he got his rank back.
Mm.
So
Well, he had to work on it. It wasn't just free for all,
There you go.
He had to do some testing and stuff. But for me, I grew up as an officer child. It was speak when you're spoken to. My dad was a lieutenant. He was a captain, and we had very important people come into our home, and which then became very important people later on in their military careers. He would feed the lieutenants that didn't get to the end of the month type thing. And we children, wasn't usual for such a young soldier to have 3-4 children at the time. And it was yes ma'am, no ma'am, speak when you're spoken to. We would sit at the table and be dismissed, and we would go to our bedroom and not speak for the rest of the night, not ask for anything. And so when we came down to Vicenza and my dad wasn't an officer anymore, I was treated different. And that was an eye-opener for me as a child. But we managed and we worked through it. That's why maybe sometimes I seemed so tough and untouchable, because I wasn't an officer's child, I was looked at differently.
No, I understand this. It's like my father was a PE teacher, GS, but he was a captain in the Marines. He was an officer, but he got out. Nobody knew he'd ever been in the military. He never talked about it. He never brought it up. He never talked about his sports career. He never brought it up. And he had a lot of success before he ever came there. But you don't know one teacher from another. Once they settle into the Vicenza background, You know what I mean? You could interchange them.
Oh, exactly.
All of a sudden-
No, I
all of a sudden, Mr. DiTomaso shows up with the whistle, and you don't know that he was a top football star at the UCLA. But you know what I mean? It's like you get what I'm saying?
So I loved him. We were in choir.
Yeah.
We had so fun.
We were in choir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, choir was fun, huh? I never did it, but I took guitar.
You were a bad boy.
You know I was. You girls know I was. That's the truth. I took it to another level. I think as teachers, kids, the expectation was you're going to be like, her officer kid experience in that era. I'm sure it evolved over time. And then officers were almost like, my daughter's so responsible, I let her do what she wants. Basically, we're saying, this is nice. Me and my wife go party because we're not really worried what happens to our kids. It's a very safe environment, right?
Well, it was a whole different environment at that time.
Yeah.
It was a lot more, it was easier, let's put it that way. Well, because when I came to the school, I was nothing.
Right?
I had no military.
Oh, your parents were civilians
Association.
or GS or?
Total nothing. Nobody worked on post. Nothing was military affiliated. No one was government affiliated.
So you couldn't go to food. You didn't have an ID card or no?
No, at first I didn't. But back then, because they paid for me to go to high school, they still let you go in, but you couldn't use all the extra stuff, which I really didn't need. So I just wanted to go to school because I came fresh from the States.
Okay.
And said, hey, I'm going to try out Italy because we used to come every summer. So my heart was always, there was always a piece of me in Italy. So my parents were like, okay, if you want to do it. I said, at least a year. Let me do a year of high school. And so I did my sophomore year. In the interim, because my dad was a doctor, closed, long story, very short because it's extremely long. Closed up shop in New York, but joined the U.S. Army as a doctor, psychiatrist. So,
that's cool. So he's like, I want to go shop at Foodland. I'm tired of being a civilian doctor and all this money. Bullshit. Give me an ID card. I want those box of popsicles for $1. Come on now. $6 cases of beer. I'm trading in this degree.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter. That was the one thing that I always desired was peanut butter.
Well,
and Peggy Maskell would always get it for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you give me peanut butter? I want peanut butter.
It's funny what you miss when you're there, but then there's so much to appreciate and you don't appreciate it till time like you do right now. You guys are like, oh my God, everything.
We still enjoy peanut butter.
Yes, we do. That's one thing you're not taking away from me.
Open up a peanut butter store.
We fight about Jif or Peter Pan,
Right. So that's your peanut butter dealer, Denise?
Cinzia? Yeah. Peter Pan. If she needs it, I know somebody.
So you guys are permanently there pretty much?
For right now, yes. Who knows where life will lead? Whoever knew I was going to come back to Italy. So, hey.
Well, there's an escapism when you're sitting around on COVID for a whole damn year, like, after this, I'm moving to Michigan. You're like, what the hell? It's just because.
No, you know what? I never had that feeling. I mean, it stinks because my kids are back in the States. They're in Florida. But I'm like, other than that, it's okay because it's manageable.
Right.
Even though we have heavy duty restrictions and we're so used to, because I live not quite downtown, but just on the outskirts. I go downtown by foot. So it's that kind of, but luckily I have a dog, so I could go out. So my dog used to go out a lot. And he would look at me and go, "Are we going again?" Yes, we need to get out of the house. So for that regard, but we're trying to do the lockdown the right way.
Yeah, it's who knows when it ends, but it's kind of like some people were already doing this anyways. Like I knew people that just stopped traveling, weren't doing anything with their life anyways. And I'm like, man, you're a hermit, dude. And it was work. Well, it could have been work, like they're at home working. Yeah. And I've been that guy before. I'm not anymore, but I used to be that person. And the only thing I put my time into is this. And I don't know why. I got to talk to the whole school. So I'm going to do a podcast.
See if anybody else is doing this.
well, it's not comparing notes or who's the richest or the sexiest or the wealthiest. None of that bullshit. It's just about how are you? Remember us? And the thing is,
no, absolutely. I think it was wonderful when I first saw that you were doing this. I said, "What a great idea! What a great idea!
well,
Good for you."
well, I do it
Good
because
for you.
I'm trying to reconnect all you guys, and I hope it grows legs and everybody reconnects. Because here's the thing: you had friends you were really close with. Those were your formative years, from sophomore to senior, and those are your growing up. You're going through all your emotions, chasing boys, getting grades, figuring out what I'm going to do when I grow up, all that stuff, right? And then those were great, great friends because you were on one big European vacation together. You know, you were there with, the family vacation station wagon. Everybody just lots of
Days
kids
of
in
the
it,
lifeguard. There she is.
right? There we
Those
go.
were great years. Those were fun years.
I
But
like.
you know that
Me and Jenny Pellerito. Go ahead.
Bye, Denise. So.
Two body bagels.
No, I was just saying that I forgot.
She was going to say something very important. We're
Yeah.
sorry.
Harumph.
No, I only got on Facebook 2019.
Yeah. I
First
said, would you
November.
get a freaking Facebook page so at least people can find out that you're still alive? It wouldn't be nice to know. Like, I would have found out way earlier that you were in Vicenza.
I just built a site I've been telling you guys about. I'm going to send you the link after. I made my own version for us of Facebook, but it's our own. It's not attached to Facebook. It's all Cougar Land. I've got almost 100 members on it now in like 2 days.
They asked me to get to download Zoom, and I don't want to use Zoom.
No. You can join a Zoom call like you're on right now.
Uh-huh.
It just
So
it
the
depends
Cougar
what
Land,
link.
is it the one that Teddy Spittle started? No.
No. Okay, so that started. Let me give credit where credit's due. I guess it was Mike Dogliani.
Okay, Teddy, here's your moment.
Right. No, well, no. Teddy told me this because he was like, he said it's a little misconstrued. So Peter Ritchie and he was into computers a bit, and so was Mike Dogliani, and they had like a little forum before Facebook, right?
Okay.
And then Teddy comes along and goes, "Hey, you guys want me to help you with
Yeah,
it?
I remember that.
I can build a website." So Teddy built the website.
Yes.
Teddy had the
that
website.
I was a part of.
And it was going up and down. It was cool. It was getting more people finally finding their like message in a bottle, finding their friend lost on the island. Oh, he's on an island. Oh, that's why. But that's what happened. And then Facebook came out. And that's when everybody started finding each other as the algorithm in Facebook started pushing. You probably know these people and you start finding your friends, right? So, but the problem is that Facebook, if I want to put out your podcast and have all your friends see it, I post it and maybe 15 out of 380 people see it. And I'm like, why'd I do this? I want everyone to see each other. So I built my own site. So if I go, here's the Denise and Cinzia podcast, it goes to 100 people right away.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get so many likes. You're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
so many likes.
So many likes.
Let me tell you.
Like and subscribe. What is
Comment, subscribe, and please share.
what is your Twitter? What is your Twitter and UG and yeah? What's your Twitter sign?
Watch your language. Watch your language.
Squiggle, Twitter.
Don't ask me about my Twitter. It's all
my
groovy.
wine glass is still full.
Yeah. You're safe. You're nella zone
We're
piacere.
sorry, we're rude, we're drinking in front of you.
Oh, it's no big
But that's
deal.
life. But that's life.
We're doing a big happy hour podcast on that site where you could just join in and I use Zoom because you can have 100 people on it.
Yes, which I like too. No, I use
Yeah.
Zoom. She's anti-Zoom.
No, she
Oh,
can
yeah,
join.
I
She
do.
can join a link. You can link in. You don't have to have the
You
app.
don't have to download it. You can just.
Yeah. Capito, ma. Oh.
I got it.
Subito l'ho capito, sai.
Well, the thing is, my wife wants us to move to Spain. So if I move to Spain, then I can come visit you guys. So we'll see when all that opens.
No, we'll come visit you.
In Tenerife, of course. Yeah.
I
I like to
love
rent a
Spain.
big house up there away from all the crazy drunk British people. Hello, boy, I will shag you all fight. Hey, you And they're all there on their welfare check, getting shit faced, throwing up on each other in the street.
You all right? Yeah, Cinzia. Cinzia.
Oh, yank. Yeah, right. Yeah, you look like Humpty Dumpty. Think you're going to fight me? It's just-
I don't remember seeing you all right.
What are you wearing there, pantaloons? Right? No, it's the craziness. I stay up away from all the tourism. I like it. I like up in the mountain or
Now, do you have a possibility of moving to Spain?
I could. I mean, I have a retirement and it's enough to move there and get a visa or one of those visa things. So I can do that.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Right now I live in a beautiful place. There's no rush. I live on the beach here. I mean, a beach is a beach. You know what I mean?
I might have to differ with your opinion there.
Well, the jamon, I'm not going to show off. I'm going to let you say you. Yeah, but the jamon and the dollar beer and the dollar wine and the way your money goes in Spain, you're a millionaire. That's how I feel. Compared to most countries. Italy's gotten more expensive from what I understand.
Certain parts, yes. Certain parts, absolutely.
Really? And like, what's gone up so much? Is it food or is it like gas or
The
what
euro.
Yeah.
Do
The
you
euros.
remember back then in the 80s when it was like 2,000 lire to the dollar, 2,000 lire to the dollar? Now we're looking at 84 cents to the euro.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, I get the math's a little bit too hard now. I like the wonder the double.
Right. Double up, double back, right? Which way are we going this year, right?
But you know what? It depends where you are, because if you go down in southern Italy, you can go to restaurants and even grocery shopping, and even cost of living isn't that expensive. In the north, it's become very expensive.
Veneto is the Beverly Hills area.
Always has been.
Yeah.
It's always been the.
Well, it's the home of Benetton. Come on, it's the home of fancy things, right?
Fancy.
Well, we get that, but then down south, that's where you've got all your couture, right? There in Milan. I mean,
Roma. Yeah.
Well, no, Rome isn't that expensive. I mean, yeah, if you go there as a tourist. But
No, but even to live, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive. Rentals and homes. Depends if you go out in the outskirts, whereas anywhere is like that way.
how about
You're out of the city.
Vicenza? Is Vicenza okay, medium, or what's Vicenza's flavor?
Cost-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
It's high. I think it's high.
So y'all are fancy. Sorry, it's the North Carolinian.
You want a tour? I'll show you. It takes about a whole 2 seconds in my apartment.
Look at my Japanese villa. Yeah.
You think I'm sitting on a chair, but it ain't a chair, buddy. Don't flush. Okay?
You guys are sharing the chair. I get it. It's it's the kitchen toilet.
That's what we call it, a throne. Throne and a bidet.
Yeah. So that's how you guys did this. It's a large bathroom.
We're letting the imagination just,
That works. So who do you guys want to see on the podcast? Who do you guys want to see? Come on. Who else would you like to see that you haven't seen?
Oh, I'd love to see anybody, actually. I don't know, in particular. I don't know.
Danny Chicho.
Oh, Daniela, yes.
I was talking to her. Daniela, good. Sell her. Make her come on. I'll talk to her.
Daniela, mettiti sul video, dai.
Yeah.
That would be really nice. Really, really nice.
I'm going to take
And
this.
who else did I leave? Even Tara Miracle.
Tara.
And
Okay.
Lauren Barnes, her too. They were my groupies for Dawn and Paula.
I think I could get her because
she's
we
a
had
nurse, man.
we
She's
had her
kicking
sister.
butt.
We had her sister on. Her little sister, Joanna.
Oh, you know what? I remember her as being piccola.
Right. Well, she was younger than me, and I was 3 years younger than you. So yeah, that was the cycle. I remember.
Yeah. So I remember her, but I don't. But Dawn ended up graduating early with us.
Mm-hmm.
A
Okay.
year earlier.
I think I can
I'd
get
love
her
to
on
see
here.
her. I see her on Facebook all the time. She's kicking butt in the hospitals. God bless
I've
her.
already ruined the guys thing for you because I put Heartthrob Derek on. I mean, how much can you handle? You know,
Who did you put on? I didn't catch that. Oh, Derek.
Heartthrob Derek Gould.
Gould.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's just like
Ask
saying,
Derek about Munich.
yeah. Was he
we
wearing?
were there for a year together after high school.
Was he
We
wearing
went to the
later?
University of Maryland in Munich.
Oh, that's a crazy party town. Come on.
Yeah, I left
Yeah.
after the first year because of it. I'm like, not getting much studying done here. I'll go to Rome.
Not at all. No studying done there. And then Denise went to an Italian college, right?
Right. And as a matter of fact, I'm a teacher, a tenured teacher in the Italian school system. I teach English.
So is your standard of education just that much higher? Because I know that.
No.
No, I thought it
Well,
was.
I can give you
At
the
one point.
example of my daughter. She got her degree here in Italy of
Mhm.
languages, and she's now enrolled in the army. And with her degree, they gave her, they acknowledged, because, we had to have all the transcripts translated and everything. And with her 5-year university degree, she was acknowledged a bachelor in business
That's cool.
and a master of languages. So, she did well. I mean, yes, the standards are a little bit higher. I just have to be careful, like you said, my pronunciation, because they speak British English, and I need to teach British English.
British English.
English.
Because I'm about to go to the loo. Oh, I'm already in the loo. Sorry.
That's one thing that we all get, though. We all get the ability to mimic, because kids from all 50 states. Hi, I'm from. I know where you're from.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Right.
Heck yeah, where are you from? Where are you from, child? Tell me where you're from.
Exactly. You're like the guy that rolls in, dude. Hey, man. Like, we know where exactly he's from, and it's like just that. We're so quick at reading people. You learn that going to school, the multi-state, right? Oh yeah.
From everywhere, I know what you mean.
you're up in Minnesota.
When I speak Italian, they tell me I have a Veneto accent. So then we go to Pennabilly, what was it, for a week? I come back and they're like, where have you been? You're speaking with an accento Emiliano. I pick it up. I went to Rome for 10 days, came back with accento Romano.
Oh, make it fun. Make it fun.
Well, it's funny how that happens, though, the mimicry. Like, I don't adapt on purpose on everything, but it's like I remember I get out and I needed a lighter, and the guy was having a cigarette. I go, oh, he's got a lighter. I get out of the airport, and this guy's like, dude. I go, from California, huh? He's like, how'd you know? I'm like, dude.
Dude.
That was it right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. So where did you guys go? Did you go back and live in the States at all after Italy or after?
Oh, I did. After I graduated and got my degree in Rome in international marketing, then I went to the States.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived in Kansas, I lived in Maryland, I lived in Florida, a couple of parts of Florida, and then basically stayed in Florida and then moved back to Italy after 32 years.
What brought the move back? How did that happen?
Well, my husband, John, was in the Army, then got out, then went civilian totally without the government, and then came back in as a civilian, and they asked him if he wanted to come back to the Vicenza.
Oh, that's how it goes. He get the GS billet. That's
exactly.
Nice.
That worked out fantastic.
He's happy working on post?
He was. Now he's back in Alabama. That's why I was asking you where
the Stokes are? The Stokes brothers. I was telling you, I ran into them because they live near Talladega. They have beautiful houses on.
Yes, that's what you were telling me.
It's like going to visit them was like, their houses were amazing. I was like, wow, look at this mansion. And they both had them.
So is Derek. Derek's also in Huntsville.
Yeah. Well, actually, they live about 45 minutes or an hour. We tried to have Derek come over. He thought we were probably going to beat him up or something, so he didn't come. But we had no reason to hurt Derek. Some guys.
He was scared.
Derek was like, Derek was sitting there like, they just hate me because I'm so fabulously good looking. And that was what was no, that wasn't the case. But I like Derek. He's a hoot. And I've made enough videos about him breakdancing and crazy stuff that I put on the Facebook with all those animation things. Which
Yes, those are beautiful. I love them.
no, we wanted him to come up, and there was another buddy of mine, Art King, but I figured everybody was kind of far
I
away.
remember Art King.
Yeah,
I remember Art King.
yeah. Art
He was
King,
a nice guy, actually.
he really was. We used to hang out. Yeah, we used to go drink beer by the church over on the way to Bellagio. And
Well, that was blessed. That was blessed.
it was holy religious drinking.
It was. You were having the spiritual angels around you while you were.
Yeah, we
doing
were-
that. You're
we were
okay. You're okay. You're protected.
Spirits, drinking the spirits around the spirits. They're very spiritual. Best way to.
Very spirit of the spirit. Amen.
Oh, this is good though. I like having you guys on there, and I want you to know the new site where you're gonna be able. I'm gonna send you the link after this. Just go join
Okay.
it. It's like Facebook, but it's just us. No one's getting your data. You don't have to have all your pictures and
Oh, good.
all your
But you're
shit.
not.
It's just your picture of
Right.
you, a little bio if you want, nothing, and just say hi to your friends. You can message them. Hey, what's up, Johnny, Cindy, whoever. So we're up to almost 100 people. And it's like what Teddy had, like you asked me earlier, but it's technology's gotten better since then. So I have
I hope so.
we have a phone app. We have instant message. We have all the things that you have on Facebook, but none of the hateful talk back and forth with all the people. So it just
Okay.
you go there and you're like, oh, it's Vicenza, cool. And I post all kinds of yearbooks.
Oh, I love it.
And
So
so
you'll
if you-
send that to us? You'll
Yeah,
send
yeah.
us the link?
For sure. And if you have any other yearbook pictures and stuff that you can post them on there. Go ahead and post. Everybody posts.
I have lots of pictures from the swimming pool, sweetheart. You guys
Oh.
used to wear the what was that called? Olympic swimming suits, no boxers.
Dong dongs?
Speedos. The Speedos. You guys used to wear the Speedos back then.
Yeah, we were flexing.
Or may I say you were trying to flex?
We thought we were more than we were, but we were thinking that, but we didn't. I know. Yeah. No, I remember it was,
Just like-
I'd love to see some of those pictures. Those were fun. Probably me
Okay.
with long hair going, ooh, with the beer, you know. It's,
I'm between moves, so once I get moved in, I'll definitely send them over to you.
and what you do
Yeah,
instead
I think I do it. Send us the
instead
link.
of scanning, if you get them, just take a picture with your phone and post it. It's so much
Yeah.
easier, right? But
Oh, absolutely.
no, I love having you guys on here because you guys were there a long time. A lot of people knew you. You guys made out with a lot of guys, so there's a big male following.
Did we? Did we?
I don't know, did we? I don't know. Maybe I did. Huh? Could you define making out? Because you already told me James Greenwald said we did. I don't remember that.
It happened.
It happened. Okay.
No,
Well,
you-
let's not say that.
like we held hands once. That was making out in Vicenza.
Okay, I get it now. All right. We saw each other passing by.
That was it. It was a thing. It was a thing then. In Vicenza, you know how there's supposed to be 4 bases? Well, there's dugout. Most of it was dugout. You didn't even get to the bat. You didn't get to the bat yet. You had a dugout moment with somebody. You saw them from about halfway across the North 40, and it was a thing. But they didn't even know you were looking at them, and then it was.
You were stalking. They didn't even know what stalking was at that time.
Didn't even know.
I want to ask you because
Sure.
my dad was the one that was doing the football coaching, and somebody mentioned Bobby Davis. Bobby Davis is still part of our family, but he wasn't in high school with us. He got there that he had already graduated.
Yeah, he
Somebody
already graduated. He played the Italian pro football, right? With your
With my dad.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I remember your brother Troy, he was big into football. So
Yeah.
I see the family relationship to that. So which was the football team again that your dad was coaching? I know there's the Bolzano, and then there was some other team.
Bolzano, there was the Aquile di Ferrara,
Mhm.
but I don't think Bobby was on that one. I think he went to Bolzano. Then he coached Bologna and Rome.
Mhm.
And I think that was about it.
Your dad must have had a great time doing that though.
He did.
You know,
Me
and-
too. I was the one that taking statistics.
okay, you're like, he's hot. No, I mean, touchdown. I'm joking. Statistics, huh? You don't say.
I work for MWR too, by the way. Taking statistics.
The guy gets the report back. I got the statistics. I guess I'm a 5 on a scale of 10. Okay. But anyways, no, but Bobby was like a big star over there. He was very successful in that league. He was a great athlete, you know. And I did a podcast with his brother Dino the other day. You can check that one out. So
Okay.
they both live near each other in Texas, I believe, right now. So yeah, the whole family was football players. So, but they were already big in Oklahoma, and then Dino was like the youngest, and he came to Vicenza. So that's how that worked. But I want to get Derek Gould on here with you guys and a big bottle of whiskey and find out the real secrets of Vicenza.
I think that would be a good idea. Watching you, Derek. Watching you.
So you guys are going to be there, so people can just hit you up when they're in Vicenza when the doors open. I'm acting like none of this bullshit's going on, right?
Anytime.
For sure.
That's awesome. I really thank you guys for coming on. I'd make it longer, but we can do it again. We can have a group one, but also when I send you the site, you can hit people up, and then we have like a happy hour podcast. So if that works, I know that you're in a different time zone, like on a Saturday.
Oh, we can drink it anytime.
Yeah, you're waking up at like 4 you're waking up at 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning with rollers, hair rollers, and hey guys.
It's okay, un po' di grappino, prosecco la mattina. Grappe caffè, brilliant. Man, it can go.
Or the many they do the cafe espresso with red wine in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a panino with whiskey. That's why I'm kidding.
Great combo. Great combo.
Great. It works every time, all the time. It's so funny.
Why we don't get COVID.
You guys are on the podcast. The guy that was like 3 years younger. Dude, can you girls like be on my podcast? Yeah, that's what it really. I'm reenacting like what I would have been back then. Yeah. You're like, no, I'm a cheerleader. No. GI's like me. I don't think I could be. No. That works.
No way. It was sweet of you. Thanks for insisting. Good for you.
I appreciate you ladies coming on. So you can go on there on the happy hour and see other friends. I'll arrange them. Maybe we'll have an Italian one that'll be a little off hours for the Americans, but we'll have like you guys and Johnny and Marty and other people that want like, oh, I want to see my Vicenza friends. So get them to come.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's do it.
I mean, these are unscripted conversations. They're just natural. That's what I love it more.
You mean you're gonna put this out the way it came out? You're not gonna
No editing?
No editing?
Of course not. Of course
Right.
not.
How about do it all video?